Whales are wonderful creatures. Here is a list of whales drawn to scale from smallest at the bottom to biggest at the top. In total, there are 7 creatures, 6 whales, and a human. Oh no, the whales are all out of order. What shall we do? We will use bubble sort. First, we start at the bottom and compare the 2 adjacent creatures that are there, specifically the human and the finback. The finback is bigger than the human, so we need to swap these 2 elements. Next, we compare the finback and the humpback. The finback is once again bigger than the humpback, and so we must swap the finback and the humpback. Now we compare the finback to the sperm whale. The finback is larger than the sperm whale, and so we must swap. Now we compare the finback to the blue whale. The blue whale is already bigger than the finback, so we do not need to swap these 2. When we compare the blue whale with the narwhal, we see that the blue whale is bigger than the narwhal, so we must swap these 2 elements. Next, we compare the blue whale to the minke whale. Once again, the blue whale is larger than the minke whale, so we must swap the 2 elements. So at this point, we have 1 element in the correct sorted position, specifically the blue whale. This is because on the first pass through the list, the largest element bubbles to the top, hence the name bubble sort. After the first pass, we return to the bottom, where we compare the human with the humpback. We see that the humpback is already bigger than the human, so we do not need to swap the 2. Next, we compare the humpback to the sperm whale. Once again, the sperm whale is already bigger than the humpback, so we do not need to swap. Next, we see that the finback is larger than the sperm whale, so no swap is necessary. But when we compare the narwhal and the finback is definitely larger than the narwhal, so we must swap the 2. Finally, when we compare the finback and the minke whale, we see that the minke whale is smaller, so we must swap. Now we have 2 elements in the correct position, because the second largest element, in this case the finback, has bubbled to the top. Alright, so now let's return to the bottom. The human and the humpback are in the correct order, and so is the sperm whale and the humpback. Those are also in the correct order, but the narwhal and the sperm whale are not in the correct order, so we must swap them. And the sperm whale is also bigger than the minke whale, so we must swap these 2 elements. Alright, we only have 4 more whales to sort, and we return to the bottom. The humpback whale is larger than the human, so we do not need to swap. However, the humpback whale is larger than the narwhal, so we must swap those two. And the humpback whale is larger than the minke whale, so we must swap those two as well. Returning to the bottom of the list, we see that the human and the narwhal are in the correct order, and the narwhal and the minke whale are in the correct order as well. Since we have now gone through a complete pass of the list, and we did not have to make any swaps at all, we know that the entire list is all in the correct sorted order. And so our sort is complete.